Okay, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, Rakatha Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Rakatha Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles, the great millstone, elders of GMS. Okay, salutation, peace, and blessings. Okay, to the fellow laborers of the children of Israel, hopeful elect of the children of Israel. All right, I just wanted to make this quick video. So I always make that comment watch what's going on in the East as far as with Israel and Iran goes, because that's the key. And that's that wick that's going to be lit, you know. It's going to be lit. That's that powder keg that's going to be lit, and it's going to explode, and it's going to affect this war starting and when this war is starting. Everything that's going on in the East concerning these nations, Israel and Iran, man, is key. It's key. All right, and it's all scriptural. So this video I have here, I'm gonna play is showing you that Iran ain't playing around, and it's a good video showing that these, that their missile technology is far more advanced than what the world is, what America is pushing. What the world, you see, the world don't know, that Iran is on the move. They're on the move, and they're not backing down, and they striking these Israeli installations within military installations within in Iraq. They're venturing out, and as well, the American embassies were in the same vicinity, in the same area. So I'm gonna let this play real quick. It's powerful, man. You can see it's not edited. You can see it's just all one video. So let me just play this.
48 hours is a long time in geopolitics. On Sunday, Iran targeted 12 missiles against what it called Israeli spy centers in Iraq. This has been disputed by Iraq.
Now you see, they kept coming. If you're looking to the left there, you see those missiles kept coming, man. Eventually it's going to escalate into something huge, and with this, when this is escalating, imagine the effects it's going to have on the world economy then, when this escalate to a full-blown war with Israel and Iran. Israel attacking Iran, and America's on Israel's side, and China and Russia is with Iran. It's going to, it's going to escalate into that major war. And somehow Saudi Arabia is going to come into the play, because right now Saudi Arabia is beginning to use the yuan instead of the American dollar in exchange for payment for oil. In exchange, the yuan and oil, instead of using the petrodollar, the U.S. dollar for that exchange, which is no longer being pushed for that world exchange anymore. It's on its way out. So again, what happens when you stop using the dollar? History has shown that America goes in and attacks those nations. And I can show you videos and information on that. I'm not going to do all that. But everyone knows that, for example, like Libya and Iraq, when they stop using the American dollar, there's war. Venezuela is an example as well. So again, let me just let this play. Yeah.
Time in geopolitics. On Sunday, Iran targeted 12 missiles against what it called Israeli spy centers in Iraq. This has been disputed by Iraq.
That's not gunfire, those are missiles.
On Monday, Iranian media reported that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard...
It's amazing, man. Those were they were what do you call them? Cruise missiles. They were cruise missiles being shot. Man, this is heating up, This is beautiful. Here we on the eve of the Passover, and around this time of year where we should be should be walking in fear, pretty much. We should be walking in that state of mind, um, um, 24/7, 24/7, 365 days of the year, you know. It should be an everyday thing, walking in fear, you know. And that's how I am, especially it intensifies around this time of year coming up to the Passover. There's a whole lot of spiritual things happen around the Passover, and especially using the scriptures as a guide. Use the scriptures, and the scriptures will show you that it was a serious matter around this time. Every year since we've come into this truth, spiritual things has been happening around the Passover and on the Passover, you know. So, Lord willing, something major will happen tonight or tomorrow, you know, something major. And something major is already going down as we speak, man. Most High is speeding things up, you know. Matthew's 24, he's speeding things up, you know. Just as much as we want us out of here, he wants us up out of here as well, you know. Here we, let me see if I can grab that. He wanted to establish, Yahweh Shah want to establish the kingdom, man. Where's that scripture at? And except those days should be shortened. And here it is. I was like stressed at the end of September and October and in the month of November, just knowing the months of winter is ahead. And here it is. We're headed into spring. It's 7 degrees outside right now. You know, just like that, winter was over, man. Just like that. And just like that, we're going to be in the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We're going to be in the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We're going to be living in the kingdom of righteousness, man. No more of this war. Here are the scriptures. The scriptures. Let me see if I can have them. Isaiah 65. Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. Here. You know. Let me go through some of this. And speaking about those missiles being struck, let me just hang with I'm gonna run through this Isaiah 65 quick, and then I'm gonna jump to the Isaiah the 2nd chapter quick. Because you know, these people aren't the people, man. You know, again, read about the Balfour Declaration. Read about that. And then you'll learn why we call them 1948ers. You know, that's when they established the state of Israel in 1948. Another thing, read. Let me clock that out. Read this. Read this as well. It's called the Master Plan of the Illuminati. It's called the Master Plan of the Illuminati Rothschilds. Read that. It'll give you a better insight on really what's going on. It'll give you behind the closed doors insight of what's going on. You know, that these devils are trying to get the birthright back. You know, through much deceit and deception. All right. Reading it here. Can you be more specific as to the role the Rothschilds play into all this? So I got interrupted for a second there. I had to pause it. Okay, let me read a little bit of this here. Can you be more specific as to the role the Rothschilds play into all this? MK, well, Marion Knox. Well, most people who are into conspiracy knows the Rothschilds are the most powerful family in the world. But you really don't hear about the details relating to how they have set themselves up to be kings of the Jews and to usher in the Antichrist. You see? And to usher in the Antichrist. See, their true power is Satan, man. You know, they're secret behind his doors, serving Satan. So, like I said, Yahweh Shem Yahushua he's blessing you. Y'all just coming in with all this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to give y'all a huge head start into this word, man, into this truth. You know? It says it was the Rothschilds who financially backed the nation of Israel so they could eventually set up the throne for the Antichrist in Jerusalem. And yet, during World War II, their money and resources were used to kill millions of Jews, but these were seen as expendable Jews from the house of Jacob. Remember, these guys had the audacity to use the Bible as a blueprint to take over the world. Let me give you some background information. On one level, the Rothschilds secretly called themselves the House of David from the tribe of Judah. Now, Rothschild translated from German to English means red shield. During biblical times, the Edomites' fortress was the red rocks of Petra. Esau, the twin brother of Jacob, was described as red and hairy. So this information fits perfectly with what survivors have been telling me, that on a deeper level, the Rothschilds are also claiming to be descendants of Esau and thus are really from the house of or tribe of Esau, the Edomites. All right. So I'm going somewhere with all this, meaning where I showed you what's those uh, Iranian missile strikes on those Israeli installations. And I'm going where I'm headed. I'm headed back to the scriptures. And the scriptures is what we use to verify through faith. We believe that it's telling us and it's proven and it's showing us where this world is headed. All right. And it's giving you information. It's the scriptures enlighten you on the truth, period, what's actually going on. All right. It says the house of Esau, what they are trying to do is to get the birthright back from the house of Jacob. And you know the story of Jacob Esau selling his birthright to Jacob for some raw meat, raw cottage. All right. Who are the real Jews? Jacob, the people of Negro and Indian descent, who are the real Jews. All right. So get the birthright back from the house of Jacob, who are the real Jews. However, the book of Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Edomites in the last days, what I was reading in Malachi, what I'm going to read in Malachi. So this leads us to another interesting point in Revelation 3 and 9. It says, behold, and through the Spirit I read 2 and 9, behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come to worship before thy feet. Then I asked the question, who is the synagogue of Satan? The only logical conclusion I can come up with is the Illuminati Rothschilds. All right, Revelation 2 and 9. Again, I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, well, are the synagogue of Satan. I was reading 3 and 9. And that's 2 and 9. All right, so again, the land grab, that's a history timeline from 46 to present. You know, they're blasting those Palestinians up out of that land, which that land doesn't belong to neither one of them. It belongs to the people of Negro and Indian descent, who are the real true Jews, who the actual curses actually fit. So, I didn't want to lose it. That's true. Now let me go back. Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. So this Isaiah 65. Be Isaiah 65:18. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I created. For behold, I create Jerusalem and rejoicing in her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. This is an example of the voice of weeping and the voice of crying. You see, this record, new witches brew variant, you know. This madness is starting to come up out of nowhere when there's deaths from this going on still, you know. This doesn't fit the scriptures. as far as the children of Israel returning unto that land. You see, it doesn't fit. It's not accurate. Okay? And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. Okay? And it's beautiful how it goes into more. Okay? But this Isaiah 7 is fitting. This is very, very well. It's fitting in within this video very well. Okay? The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, the 12 tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain and the Lord, and of the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And you already, again, if they're the true people that return into the land in 1948, then why is there the largest gay parade there in Pink City, Tel Aviv? You know, why are they having, if not the largest tattoo um, uh, uh, um, festival in the world? And you know, printing marks upon your skin is a sin unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. And you can see how the world done turned that into an abominable thing now, that people done literally done defiled themselves just by looking at them, man. It's amazing. So you know they're not the people that, you know, as far as concerning the law, they threw the law behind them, man. Okay, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and he shall judge among the people, Salak, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and here right now, and their spears into pruning hooks. For right now, since as long as I can remember, again, since I was a teenager, I can remember America receiving, sending billions of dollars to the state of Israel for military assistance, and that's what it's all about. It's all about this. It's all about the sword, you know. And the scriptures tell you that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, you know. So it says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. The scripture says that, moreover, the two woes are past. Behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Let me get that. Just got that out. This is where we at. Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past. That's World War II. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. When did that third woe happen between the second woe and now? Between World War II and the present. When did that third war happen? You know, when did the third world war happen? It never did. It's happening. It's going to happen. You know? So how do they explain that? How do they explain the Balfour Declaration? How do they explain that? You can't. So it says, neither shall they learn war anymore. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of the Lord. You see, in those videos, again, that video that I showed you, those strikes, man, that's amazing, man. I was highly impressed what Iran was doing, you know, very impressed. Where that video at? I'm going to play again. And I'm going to close after this.
Our correspondent, Jody Cohen, brings you this report. Take a look.
48 hours is a long time in geopolitics. On Sunday, Iran targeted 12 missiles against what it called Israeli spy centers in Iraq. This has been disputed by Iraq. On Monday, Iranian media reported that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps intelligence unit said that they had arrested an Israeli Mossad team aiming to sabotage the Fordow centrifuge site. This was followed by a cyber attack late Monday against Israeli government websites.
Cyber attacks. Here we go with them cyber attacks. More of them cyber attacks. So, we're about there. We're about to get the hell up out of here, man. And that's literal. We're about to get the hell up out of this wicked, filthy place, man. You know, it's the end. This is the end of this world, man. This is the end of this devil's rule. And that's all scripture. Has you become weak as we? The scripture said, have you become as weak as we? Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? This devil is on his way out, man. These nations, and that's those missile strikes, is these nations showing you that, let the weak say I'm strong. I know it's something of that extent. Let the weak say I'm strong. Let the weak, let me do that. Let me see if I can find that. Is it Joel? Is it Joel? Oh, Joel 3:10. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Isn't that Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision? Let me go into that. Let me see. Valley of decision. Yahweh judges. It's like it. Yahweh judges. Valley of decision. That's the Armageddon or Armageddon one. Jehoshaphat. Yahweh judges. And that's out there in the east, man. The desert of Saudi Arabia. It's amazing. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Whew. So, stay on your feet, brothers. You know, purge out that wickedness. You know, through prayer and fasting, and things you think things is hard now. Satan's about to turn it up, physically and mentally. Satan's about to turn it up, man. So hope you're edified till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.